can't see. I don't know. Hi, everybody. Okay, I don't know how to spotlight myself here. There. Okay. Thank you, Arne. Thank you so much. I'm just going to ask everybody. Well, first, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and supporting me through this and honoring my mom. This was beautiful. And I gotta say some thanks. So just indulge me right here because so many people stepped up and said yes when I asked them to do this. And God and Mommy have been guiding this entire process. It has really been amazing. For Jessica on the harp, there's a picture in the tribute when Mommy went to her recital. You would have thought that Jessica was her own daughter. She was so proud. I said, Mommy, you didn't even come to my recitals and act like that. But that's okay. She was all the way into it. And Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl, it was so good to be there with you and be there in Las Vegas. And I learned so much. And the onset of my spiritual growth, I think, started there. So I want to thank that center and Arne and Ricky. Oh my gosh! I mean, the anointing, the blessing of having your voices there. What an absolute honor and a blessing that it is. That tribute. So Wally Hansen, he was the producer. For my CD when I recorded it in Las Vegas, and I called Wally to ask him if he could help me with this video because I was really trying to do it. And Wally said, we just saw your notice on Facebook. That's how it worked. How God and Mommy were working together. And later on, when I was going through some of Mom's things, I found her driver's license that she thought she had lost. It was in a little pouch. And Wally's card literally was right behind her driver's license. Wally and his son Chris, when one day we were in the studio and they started singing, two people, the harmonies were so tight. Chris was playing the piano, Wally was playing the guitar. They sounded like 20 people. Me and Mommy just sitting there boo-hooing and crying because it was just so amazing. So Wally, I also want to thank you so much because he pulled that video tribute together and in such a beautiful way. Nancy, Sabrina, Jan, and Annette, oh my gosh, you know, just to hear that, just to go back, I really felt like I had kind of crossed the timeline and listening to what you were saying. And my friend Sabrina, I've known her literally since she was born, and we live next door to each other. And, you know, she was as choked up as I have been going through this process. So Sabrina, I honor you, and I'm so glad you had your men folk there. It's so good to see her husband, Gerald, and little Gerald, but who's not so little, obviously, more, and Blake, just to see them, that would just really touch my heart. On the obituary, what you heard was my mother's brother, my Uncle Bob, playing the piece "Springtime Always Hangs Me Up the Most." An incredible pianist, and I could not find that CD, and I said, "Well, Mommy, if you want me to find this CD, you've got to show it to me." And literally, like in minutes, it showed up. I had been looking for it for a couple of weeks and was so frustrated. I want to make sure to thank the amazing Roxy Angel Superstar from Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Barbara. She was holding it down, pushing all these buttons. It was just, I mean, that's a whole lot to do. She was really three people in one woman, and that was amazing. I'm very touched by all the ministers, and I saw Reverend Charles from Bahia, Pasadena, and his wife, Linda. Oh my gosh, that was just so touching to see them there. And all of the ministers that have been reaching out to me and asking, you know, is there anything we can do? How can we support you? And especially Reverend Stacy and Cheryl, just keeping in touch and letting me bend my ear, or bend their ear, rather. And then my friend that I literally went to elementary school with, John Ingram, who is a minister, a music minister as well, and he's incredible on the piano. And I was calling him, even asking him for advice on how to do this. And I see my friend Dolores Jordan, that we grew up with. So it's just so nice. And I saw my friend Carol that I hadn't seen in a while. But you know what? It was so amazing. I've been doing ancestry work for a couple of years, and on this call, there are relatives, that I met on Ancestry through mommy's DNA. And then cousins that I haven't seen since Lisa Caldwell, for example. I haven't seen her since she was 5 or 6 years old. And thanks to Ancestry and Facebook, we've been able to come together and reconnect. And I'm so grateful that they came. I wanted to thank the Center for Spiritual Living Las Vegas, in Pasadena, and in Santa Barbara, because they have been, the collective, they've been so supportive. And the decluttering group, Spruced Up Saturday, helped me last week to do all the staging on how this was going to look for everybody. I want to thank my prayer partners, Lily and Daryl, and they've been amazing through this. My friend and sister, Annette, I think she's been crying as much as me. And one of Mommy's friends, when Reverend Cheryl talked about her mom, Gladys, at Las Vegas, in Pasadena, Charlene Singley took over that role. And Charlene and my mother used to just get into so much mischief. And I was like, well, who is this? I mean, it looked like my mom, but I had never seen her giggling like a schoolgirl. And just, Charlene was teaching her about all these poses. It was just, incredible to watch. And she just has a way of bringing out the very best in everybody. Charlene is so wonderful. And Charlene also took a picture, sent me a photo album, which I'm going to post and do a tribute page for Mommy. I just want to thank everybody. You've been so wonderful and so supportive through all this. And I'm trying to keep it short, sweet, but I've never been good at brevity. Wally will tell you that. So anyway, I needed to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for coming. You really lifted my spirits. It has been just amazing to see this come together. And I know that Mommy and God were all over it and all over everyone this year. And that's what I wanted to say thank you before. Now, I give it back to Reverend Cheryl to close us out in a closing prayer. Thank you, everyone, and God continue to bless you.